Hi, Wes Scott from Lifeback Law Firm, and today we're going to talk about Wesley Scott, social justice warrior. Recently, I got a public admonition from the Minnesota Lawyers Professional Responsibility Board. It was a public admonition for an event that took place near my home nearly 4 years ago, and that event was about partly about my social justice warrior activity in protecting the marginalized and rejecting hate and speaking out against hate in all of its forms, against the marginalized, so against black people, so against homosexuals, against trans. And I've been very active and involved in marching. I've been very active involving protesting. And I have been active in calling out hate. So, people who don't think George Floyd was murdered, or who don't think that, and I can't remember who the other one was, who was also murdered. His name escapes me. That happened after George Floyd's murder. And calling out the hate that you see, I think, is a responsibility that we all have. I mean, I sometimes think about, so back in World War II with Nazi Germany, why didn't more people speak out against these atrocities that they knew were happening, and the hate that they saw happening? I think it's a dereliction of duty to not say something. And so while I would have done some things differently on that date 4 years ago, there's no doubt about that. But I do not, John Lewis, who, I'm not worthy to hold John Lewis's shoes, was arrested 40 times. Martin Luther King, who, these people are my heroes. And I ain't worthy, again, to hold these people's shoes. Martin Luther King was arrested upwards of 29 times and put in jail. So this public admonition that I got from the board about my social justice warrior activity, I do not worry about being called out by the board. What I worry about is people who don't speak out and do not speak up and who act cowardly. They hide behind their white little privilege and they say nothing. To me, that's the biggest offense against humanity, is seeing actual hate or seeing people dehumanize others. And how easy these people who call themselves Christians find it to do, right? They find it so easy to dehumanize people, which it's sad. On one day they're in church, the next day they are dehumanizing people by alleging affairs and alleging that somehow or another your sexual orientation is a nefarious thing to talk about, or your mental health. But people find it just amazingly easy, I think, to dehumanize people. When it's for their self-gain, they find it so easy to do this. And it's tragic. And so, no, look, I will always be a ruthless, relentless social justice warrior until the day I die. We are put here for a reason, and I think part of our responsibility is to protect our neighbors and our friends and to protect the marginalized. How easy it is to how easy it is for people to, again, dehumanize others when it benefits yourself. And I just think it's cowardly. Um, I'm not doing that. And we've paid a price. I mean, I've paid a price. But I'm all right with that. Like, it's not even close to the price paid by those that are marginalized. It's not even close. And I know that. When the time is right, when you are ready to get your life back, reach out to Minnesota's most kind and helpful bankruptcy law firm right here at Life Back Law Firm. You're going to be so thankful you did.